Jackson McArtor,
And what branch were you in?
the Air Force, Army Air Force.
Did you enlist or were you drafted?
I enlisted in pilot training.
What year was that? A month?
41. It would have been probably, I think it was April of 41.
Wow, so you got in really early then before the war started. What was your motivation to join?
And I enlisted it because I didn't want to wait to be drafted.
So you just want to choose your destiny, I suppose.
Yeah.
So where did you do basic training at?
Well, on the pilot train, the so-called basic training was in Maxwell Field, Alabama. We didn't actually, enlisting in the pilot training didn't actually have what you call basic training like in the regular Army. But it's about what it amounted to.
And where'd you go from there?
Well, from there, that's where I went to Maxwell Field, Alabama, and then while I was in Maxwell Field, then because of a health problem, it was determined that I wouldn't be able to finish pilot training. So then I was transferred into the Air Force ground crew, and I went out to Maxwell, it was in Phoenix, I think it was, where they had training for the ground crew. And then that's when I was transferred in and became what they call an aircraft armorer, and had to do with the loading of ammunitions and bombs and so forth.
Did you ever have a close call with loading and playing?
As a matter of fact, yes. One time when one of the 500-pound bombs slipped and fell. One end of it fell and hit me in the leg.
Wow. But it didn't go off though, right?
Oh, no, there wasn't. The fuse wasn't. The fuses weren't put on until after the bombs were loaded, and then the last thing is the fuses were loaded.
So is the bomb completely safe without the fuse in there?
Right, yeah. It's dead. There's nothing.
When did you end up going over to Europe?
It would have been near the end of 41. In the spring of 42, I was in Italy.
In Italy?
In the 15th Air Force.
Did you stay with the 15th throughout the war?
Yeah, until the war was over, and then we were sent back to the States.
So where'd you go after Italy? Did you progress, or did you stay in Italy the whole time?
No, I stayed in Italy at the 15th Air Force base, and we flew out of there with B-24s up into Europe and northern Italy. At that time, there were still German groups in northern Italy that they didn't last too long after we got working on them.
Did your base ever get attacked by Germans?
There were 2 or 3 times when I don't know that you would say we were attacked in that sense. I think they were planes that flew over as more for observation, I think it was, to check on our group. I guess that's what they were doing. Anyway, they were German planes. They were single planes, though they weren't groups. And that's about the nearest we had with any direct contact like that.
What's your most memorable experience?
Memorable experience was I found out after I got over there, even though I wasn't supposed to be qualified then for air combat, I found out that after you got over there, they sort of went by the rules that they wanted to. And I was asked 2 or 3 times to fill in where an aircraft man was sick and couldn't make the flight. So I went on 3 different flights that way as an aircraft gunner, waist gunner. And that was not, it really wasn't too, it just happened to be that the flights that we had, the missions we had weren't really that bad. But we did get up into southern France, northern Italy and southern France, and at least flew over. But that was, and during those flights, there was only one where we had any experience with German pilot, attack pilots who tried to attack our group, but they didn't get too far. We had a large group and in our squadron, and of course, by the time they got past the first part of our squadron, they didn't keep on with their attack. They flew out. They left for whatever reason. I don't know.
Okay. What do you think of honor flight?
I think this has been a very enjoyable experience, and it's very nice to be remembered.
And would you recommend it to other veterans?
Oh, most certainly would, yes.